My compassionate and imaginative Pisces friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. Pisces, this week finds you at a strange crossroads between quiet hope and uneasy stillness. There's a restlessness tucked beneath your calm, a sensation that things should feel different by now, more certain, more rewarding, less ambiguous. It's as if you've been waiting for a sign or a moment that will finally let you breathe out, but the air remains thick and unmoving. You might notice yourself reviewing recent choices, feeling the weight of time and wondering if you're really progressing or simply treading water. Quiet doubts slip in, asking whether the effort you invest is truly noticed, whether the small sacrifices you make actually matter. Underneath it all is a silent longing to be acknowledged, to sense that your journey is unfolding in a way that means something. No one else can see how deep that current runs. You appear composed, helpful, gentle as always, but inside, you're wrestling with the ache of feeling unseen or perhaps unfinished. This isn't about impatience, it's about the subtle pain of wanting to believe your care and effort are building towards something real. The 7 of Pentacles appears here, not as a loud announcement, but as a quiet companion to your inner state. The sensation is familiar. You've planted so much, waited so long, and now you find yourself watching for signs of growth that remain just beneath the surface. There's a fatigue that comes from tending to dreams that don't sprout on your schedule. You might feel frustration, but it's a gentle kind, tinged with hope. There's pride in what you've built so far, but the question lingers, will it all be worth it? Perhaps you spend extra moments in reflection these days, measuring the distance between where you started and where you are now. You notice the little things, how your routines have changed, how your priorities have shifted, how certain relationships have become steady ground or faded away. Sometimes satisfaction is fleeting. You catch glimpses of it only for it to dissolve back into longing. This week, the slow churn of anticipation colors your mood. You're alert for progress yet wary of disappointment. At times, you may find yourself reviewing old decisions, wondering if a different choice would have led to a brighter present. There's an urge to seek affirmation, to find someone who will say, yes, you're on the right path, but even that would not quiet the inner questioning. Underneath your patience, there is a vulnerability, an openness to being let down, but also a steady determination to keep going. You're not quick to abandon what you've started, even when progress is slow. In quieter moments, you might notice how much effort you spend holding space for hope. You nurture it like a fragile seed, knowing it could still bloom, but bracing for the possibility that it won't look exactly as you imagined. The tension between hope and uncertainty is where you dwell now. It's not a dramatic struggle, yet it shapes every decision, every hesitation, every sigh. You are quietly and deeply invested in a future that's still forming, and the waiting feels both necessary and impossibly heavy. This internal landscape, shaped by longing and careful hope, gives rise to the week's unfolding path. Because you are so attuned to what's missing or unfinished, you notice even the smallest shifts in your circumstances. The choices you face aren't simple. Each one feels like it carries the weight of all your waiting. When the world asks for responses, a decision, a conversation, a next step, you hesitate, knowing that every move seems to ripple through the delicate fabric of what you've been building. The slow pace of progress doesn't just frustrate you, it sharpens your awareness of what's at stake. There's a sense that now more than ever you're being called to account for who you've become. The more you reflect, the more you feel the pressure to answer for your choices, to own your path, to stand in the truth of your intentions. It is in this atmosphere that the card Judgment arises. This is not a harsh reckoning, but a palpable invitation to pause and truly see yourself. Events may ask you to reconsider past actions, to acknowledge both your resilience and your regrets. There's friction here between what you've accepted and what still feels unresolved. You may feel pulled to clarify misunderstandings or to name aloud what you've been quietly holding back. There is momentum gathering, even if it looks like stillness from the outside. The world presses gently, asking you to step forward, to voice your own needs, to let yourself be seen beyond your usual softness. The pressure is real, but so is the possibility of relief. Each choice you make now is shaped by your willingness to look honestly at the road so far. The discomfort of uncertainty is matched by the slow, steady emergence of self-recognition. You are not just waiting for circumstances to change, you are being called to recognize the ways you have changed, and to honor that transformation, even if it feels incomplete. The path is not linear. Sometimes, the weight of your own reflection feels heavier than the world's demands. Yet, in this stretching tension, something genuine is unfolding. You're being asked, gently but persistently, to meet yourself where you truly are. The longing for affirmation, the doubt, the quiet pride, all of it combines to create a moment where you can no longer avoid your own reflection. This is not just about what happens around you, but about how you choose to respond to what's rising within. The momentum isn't forced. It grows from the slow turning of awareness, the acceptance of both your patience and your pain. This is the week when the path asks not for perfection, but for presence. In engaging with your own story, you make space for change to take root. What becomes possible now is shaped entirely by how consciously you meet these moments. If you drift through the days, the old tension will linger. But if you allow yourself to really feel what's moving inside you, something shifts. The Five of Cups stands here not as a warning but as a gentle mirror. It shows you what's been lost, what you've mourned, and what you still carry from the past. There is sadness, yes, but also clarity. The invitation is subtle, to let yourself feel the weight of disappointment without letting it define you. When you meet this moment with honesty, you discover that grief and hope can exist side by side. The sadness is not a sign of failure. It is proof that you cared, that you invested, that you risked your heart for something meaningful. Growth in this context is quiet and deeply personal. The week does not offer grand resolutions or sudden rewards. Instead, it invites you to recognize what remains after loss, to gather up the fragments of your effort and see what can still be cherished. The ache that lingers is not meant to be banished, but to be witnessed and honored. In doing so, you create space for new peace to settle in. The patience that once felt heavy becomes a kind of soft strength. Your willingness to mourn opens the way for gratitude, not for what was lost, but for what is still possible. This isn't a promise that things will suddenly become easier, but an invitation to experience your own resilience. The quiet acceptance of imperfection, the gentle tending to your own heart, these are the seeds of new beginnings, even if their blooms are not yet visible. As the week draws to a close, the threads of your experience weave together. The Seven of Pentacles revealed the ache of waiting, the careful hope that shapes your days. Judgment brought the pressure of self-reflection, the quiet call to acknowledge your own journey. The Five of Cups illuminated the space where sadness and hope meet, where loss becomes the ground for new possibility. Together, these energies do not promise immediate change, but they do offer a kind of quiet reassurance. You are not lost in the waiting, you are growing in it. The pain of seeing what hasn't worked out is real, but so is the quiet pride in your persistence. Each emotion, each hesitation belongs to the unfolding story of who you are becoming. In the silence between questions and answers, you are learning to honor your own experience. Even as you long for more, you are building a foundation that is honest, gentle, and strong. This is a week for tending to yourself with the same care you offer others, a reminder that your presence, your patience, and your willingness to feel are enough for now. Actionable insights for Pisces this week. Let yourself rest in small pauses, noticing how your breath feels in your body. You could try quietly naming one hope or disappointment, just for yourself, without needing to solve it yet. Notice if a gentle walk or a familiar song brings a sense of ease, even for a moment. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I see the effort I bring to each day. My feelings matter even when they shift. I allow myself to mourn what's gone. I trust the quiet strength growing in me. With every breath I become more at ease. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.